It's a sunny Sunday here at Woodbine as we get set for 10 races featuring, of course, the yearling sales stakes events. 4 of those on the card for today. I'm Elisa and this is Jeff, and we are set for a busy Sunday of horse racing action.
You know, the most famous horse in Canadian racing history didn't even get purchased out of the sale.
No, he didn't.
Northern Dancer, they said he was too small. Nobody wanted that runt, and he turned out to be a majestic animal. But this is a very special week for our breeders here in Ontario, and they've had a tough go over the years. You know, the slots racetrack program came to an end, and that was a significant blow to the breeders. They're trying to get back up to where they once were, and without the breeders, there is no racing, right? So I just want to wish all the breeders, all the consigners, all the best of luck coming up on Wednesday. This is anxious moments. If you have bubble wrap, you have all your yearlings in those bubble wraps, and just hoping that they make it a great appearance, they behave themselves, and that they get a great bid as well.
Well, today would be ship-in day.
Yep.
So if you're on the backstretch or you're driving past the backstretch, you're going to hear a lot of noise back there because they're all wondering, A, where their friends are, B, where the heck they are today, and what's going on. So tomorrow I know is a big preview day. Get a chance to go and look tomorrow and Tuesday, and Wednesday will be the sale. So looking forward to that, and of course today, whoever happens to win these yearling sales stakes events will up the price, hopefully, of some of their siblings that are going to be in the catalog. Now, yesterday, tough sledding. If you were a favorites player, there was only one favorite that won, and we saved it for the last race on the card.
It came at about 7 o'clock at night. And it was a hustling ride, too, courtesy of Leo Salas with It's in the Cards, who was able to grind out the victory. But yeah, favorites did not have a good day. Obviously, Hernandez and Cassie had a pretty good day at the office, too. And it's not like we had like a 20-1 winner. The biggest price we had was 11-1, that being Malibu Mambo, who won by that much. Beat our buddy Huntmaster. I was joking with Davey Moran yesterday when I was walking out. I said, "You broke my heart with Huntmaster." He didn't seem to be too upset about it.
No, he wasn't. But I was talking to him too yesterday just about how good these Doyle horses are starting to go now. You know, they had a couple of winners last Sunday. They had a good race yesterday from Sooner Lunar. They had a good race, obviously, from Malibu Mambo. So things are starting to get
had some bad luck on Thursday.
They did, and Davey and I were talking about it. He said, if I would have got a little bit of a cleaner trip, probably would have won that race on Thursday. Great to see Bachelor Pad in the winner's circle yesterday as well. What was that, his 16th win of his career? What a monster. Yeah, and then, of course, the stakes race happened yesterday as well, the Grade 3 Seaway. Cassie was loaded for bear. He had 4 horses in the race, and it was the one with Pietro Moran aboard who got the win.
How good has this horse been?
Yes.
And check out this resume. This is a horse that has won the Oaks, has won in long distance races, now is a stakes winner sprinting. You know, she has just been a lovely animal, and we saw her in the walking arena. She looked so good yesterday, and she took a lot of early money. The Clocker report had the horse on the board, as the horse had been working very well, so congratulations goes out to everybody involved there. Team Valor, David Anderson, the winning breeder as well, Pietro and Mark Cassie too. A job well done.
And you know what, I had heard too from some of the people in the Cassie outfit that she came back like a monster this season.
So good, so good. I wonder what they're going to do with it, like, because to me, like her race is the Maple Leaf. I've always thought that, you know, and but she'll have a great fall campaign, I think.
Oh, for sure, and the longer the better too. That was just the appetizer for her as she gets set for a busy fall campaign. What else we got to talk about? Oh, what happened this morning? Well, you know, of course, training has backed up now, so we start super early with training. So a lot of things are happening, you know, under the lights in the morning. The track was listed as a 3.5 out of 5 by Ernie Perry.
Yeah, it was a little on the quick side yesterday, so a little slower according to Ernie today. He said the track was even, so doesn't think there'll be any type of bias or anything like that. The work of the day goes to Mr. Blue. Now, Mr. Blue is out of a mare that has produced a lot of good local horse around these parts, but had the misfortune of running against Marcus J first time out. But second time out, that horse could be better. And Ernie thinks the best race of the day is going to be coming up in race number 8. So the 2-2-year-old races today are great betting events. And what I love about the babies, you know as well as anybody, they can change so much from one race to the next.
Oh, yeah, we're looking forward. We have 4 baby races, so we got a lot of fun to watch today. Mr. Blue, I don't think he was a character in Reservoir Dogs. Did you watch that?
Was it? Yeah,
it was Mr. Pink, movie. Mr. White. I mean, there were a lot of them, but I don't remember if there was a Mr. Blue.
There might have been. I haven't watched the movie in a long time. We were just talking about that movie the other day.
Well, we were just talking about Quentin Tarantino movies. Yeah, absolutely. Great movies. Okay.
I had to watch Pulp Fiction like 10 times to finally figure everything out in that movie, but I got it now.
But Reservoir Dogs was really, I think, our intro into him as well. Okay. 7 topics to discuss for you, including 4 stakes events on the afternoon's program. We'll kick things off in race number 3, where we see the bebes, and I always love to watch the babies come over and get a close look at them. But in this race, there's some interesting ones here when you take a look at the pedigrees. Shacktown is the one that really gets my attention because the mare was a good one. She won the Goldfinch, she won the Whimsical. She comes from a super impressive family. And look at this, the horse is at 9-5.
Yeah, and there's been some chatter about this horse, no doubt about it. In fact, Steve Bick, who was on our show on Plate Day, he had Al Orwellian on his radio show talking about Mancetti and all that, and he was mentioning this horse, that they were very high on this horse. So, and obviously, I'm actually shocked this horse didn't make it onto the clocker board because I guess you can only use so many Kevin horses on the clocker board at some point, but there's a lot of chatter about this horse, beautifully bred by American Fairweek and Pietro Moran. I expect this horse to be the decisive favorite in this race. You've got others in this race that look pretty good as well. The 2-Stroke of Genius, beautifully bred horse, a filly taking on the boys. So essentially what happened is the filly race didn't go, so they had to go into this race here. I'm going to take a shot with that one. Should be a bit of a price. Now, Hard Right, we were talking with our good friend Greg Peacock, and he was mentioning this horse worked with the Steve Cherkoff horse that ran very well
Avis
the other
Princess.
day. So that's a little bit of a good piece of information in there. You've got Not a Care, who's a half the Devil's Bid, who won the Wonderwear. So can the horse be effective going 5.5 furlongs? That's an obvious question. And then you've got those that have run. Well, we only have one of them in here, that being the 3, that being Fly on By It, but I always think that's a big edge to have.
I tossed Not a Karen for second because this is a very productive mare. She's had 6 foals to make it to the races, and all 6 of them have been winners as compared to the 4-horse Hard Right, who's had 4 foals. But this is the first one that's actually made it to the racetrack. I find that really unusual.
And that mare, she's a half to, remember that nice horse River 7 that Nick Gonzalez had? Went out, was a stakes winner here, went down to Churchill, had some success as well. But my friend Marty, he owns the 2-Stroke of Genius, and this one's out of a mare that was stakes place in England. So I'm very curious to see how Stroke of Genius does as well. But I'm going to watch the board very closely.
Yeah, she's actually already had a stakes winner, this mare too. So there's some interesting ones in race number 3 on the program. That's our first of 4 baby races on today's program. As we flip over to our first stakes event of the day, that comes up in race number 5. It is the Algoma at 7/8 of a mile on the main track. It's also where we kick off the Jackpot Power Pick 6. Carryovers close to $9,000. Little Teddy, he is the monster of the Santino Di Apollo outfit, and Austin Adams has been aboard for a couple of nice wins with this horse this season. Can Little Teddy be the giant killer here in race number 5? I think he's coming up against some good ones, including Super Supreme, who makes her return to the races as a 3-year-old, and Speedy Freeze, who's been supplemented here.
Yeah, so the Super Supreme factor, that's the big unknown in the field because we haven't seen her for such a long time. She came off a great race in the Glorious Song, then she was entered in the springtime and she got sick on Marcassia. I think it was Ron Kierkink wrote an article about this race, and obviously they missed some time, but the horse is so beautifully bred. Could this be a base factor in here? Now, Little Teddy, she is kind of what the sale is about. You know, they didn't pay a ton of money for her, and she's made a lot of it. Now, last time out in the Blade, I think she was kind of forced, Austin was, to go after Olivia Rose, who was the easy pace hitter on that day, and it took her out of her element a little bit. Now she doesn't have to worry about that one. In the Algoma last year, she finished in the 2nd place position. She did lose as the favorite, so she's hoping to kind of bulk the trend here and get back into the winner's enclosure here. There's a look at Little Teddy. And our good friend, Mr. Robert Geller. So you're going to get a low price on that one. I love that horse right beside.
Yeah, like,
what about me?
What about me?
Where's my picture?
That's probably Gerald.
Yeah, that's right. But you know who I kind of wanted to pick in here was Speedy Freeze, because I think it's getting better and better with each and every race.
I like that Ron supplemented the horse into the race. I think that means he's pretty high on him. And the other thing, too, with this filly is that she's raced against Flying Black. It's a pretty nice horse that's turned into a really nice claim for Darwin Banak. But yeah, I went towards Super Supreme. The workouts, you know, to me kind of indicate that we could be ready. But like you said, something had to have gone awry last season, last October, for her to be put away. Or she had a good 2-year campaign. You give her a break, you let her grow, and you bring her back. Unfortunately, she just got sick.
It is funny that Mike Langlois, who bought the horse, you know, that was obviously the success with Paramount Prince, that one's brother, and then this one went for good bucks, and already a stakes winner. Looking to add to that resume coming up today.
All right, so that is the 5th, which is our first of 4 stakes events. The 6th is the Muskoka. Jeffrey, you got to go to Muskoka.
For 48 hours.
I know, yeah, exactly. Lucky you. So this course is at 6.5 furlongs. So this is the 2-year-old stakes event for the 2-year-old girls. And we'll have a field of 10 originally. The 9 is a steward scratch from this race, so it gets us down to a field of 9. Sipping history. Of course, won a race last start out, but it was a special race. The race was written for horses that had gone through the CTHS sale. So there you go. That's that. Because you're going to see like a restricted sign around that, so you're going to ask yourself why. But a nice win there. We have others to talk about, though, in this race as well.
Watch the horse from post position number 2. This is Superfly Chick. This was the same race as Sipping History, and right now we are last. And I thought we'd show this entire race because I want to focus on both horses in here because they both deserve a lot of props in here. So the 5 is going to track in the 2nd place position. I like that it was a bit more of a relaxed approach with Sipping History because there's been a lot of go, go, go in this one's career. So a beautiful trip for that one. The pace setter in this race is the Mike DePaula horse that disappointed again the other day at Woodbine. So that leaves a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But watch the 2 at this portion of the race. Now we're starting to roll here with Superfly Chick. And right after this race ran, Elise and I looked at each other and said, put a star beside that one, watch this horse, we're playing next time out. And then we were thinking to ourselves, oh, we probably know where the horse is going to go. It's going to probably be on Yearling Sales Stakes Day. So here's a look at Sipping History, but watch this rally here on the outside from Superfly Chick. And we are putting all our eggs into one basket here, and we're going to go all in with this horse. Now, we got burned yesterday with a Roger horse that we quite liked. That did not go very well. Super Title Already, I think it is.
Yes, you're right. Seeking Title Ready.
Seeking Title Already, yes. That one disappointed us, but we're going to do, what's that song that's got the Superfly in it?
Well, you're thinking, I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
Superfly, sugar, baby.
Oh, you're thinking of that song?
Come, baby.
All right. See, I was thinking of the other one.
Anyways, we're going to be Superfly with this one, with Superfly Chick. Who do you think is the horse to beat, though? Probably Cayenne Kiss, what do you think?
I thought Sipping History, I went 8-1-4. Cayenne Kiss, Stitbreaker Maiden in the optional 40. But then look good. Gets a new rider here today who just happens to be hot, and that's Pietro Moran as well.
And they got Pageant Queen, kind of a bit of a wild card. We'll talk about that horse coming up a little bit later on for Jamie Begg. That barn's done so good this season.
They have had a good year. So that's race number 6. What do we got next? Race number 7, which is the optional 32 or the A of the Then, and we're on the inner. We're busy on the inner over the last few days. Lane 4 is where we're at. That's where we've been basically since Thursday. And the field of 7 here. War Painter with Sahin Savachi taking over again. He has ridden this horse in the past for Kevin Attard. Will be one of the major players in this race. This Is It, though, comes out of the Midsummer Handicap. That was on the turf at a distance of 1 mile, and it was the former stablemate who got the win that day in Flying Black.
This was the Midsummer Nightmare for this horse. So watch the trip this horse gets. This Is It. Now, early on in the race, Raphael wanted to go, and there was a Platursky horse that hounded him, so he took back, and now he's stuck into this spot right now. And more often than not, you're going to get racing room, but for whatever reason, it just did not materialize here. I think it was just bad racing luck was This Is It. So watch this 2 horse, and every move this horse makes, it doesn't work out. The split's there. Can we split? Oh, it's there. No. Can't get there. Now we duck to it. No. Just an awful trip for This Is It. I think today they gun for all it's worth and say, if we get beat, we get beat. I will be shocked, absolutely shocked that this horse is not on the front end today here at Woodbine. It was just bad luck last time out, and I totally understand what Rafi did because he didn't want to get involved in a speed duel, so he took back. But it just didn't work out for whatever reason. Yeah,
and the other thing, too, on the horse is she's good on this course.
Loves it,
right?
yeah.
So, you actually take a look back, you don't see any races really on the EP. Almost all of them that you see, at least in the recent form, are on the inner turf course. I'm going to try and beat her, though, with the 1 War Painter. Sahin Savachi is going to be found there. The 7, Mason's Music, goes out for Darwin Manaki. These are some fresh legs, Jeff. This horse did win at first asking in a wide open quarter, and Darwin's been known to strike with some of these fresh ones.
And then you got Vazzy coming off a long layoff. And maybe she's a bit of an improved horse this season for the Augustin stable. She ran a big race on this course last July, but we haven't seen her since last November.
All right, that's what we got for race number 7. We're going to bank that 20 seconds because we're going to need it as we move over to race number 8, which is the next baby stake on the day for the boys. That's the Simcoe at 6.5 furlongs. And there's a few horses in here that we watched compete, obviously, that caught our eye. Duck, Duck, Duck is one of them, who draws the dreaded inside post position here today. Singing Savacho will be aboard. Horse gets on the Lasix program today. Highway to the Moon. Beautiful winner. That is our one of our favorite pairings, too, of Dale DeRusso and Rafael Hernandez.
Yeah, teamed up again yesterday with Lasting Silence in here. But, producer Mike pulled in a couple of replays in here, and they're both horses coming off of victories, and they were both visually very, very appealing. So the first one we're going to look at is Silver is Beast. And,
best.
Yeah, this was a good race, really good race. 76 buyer, horse won by 5 lengths, beat Making His Mark, who is in this event, and we'll start on the outside for conditioner John Ross. But now it just starts to pull away in here, and this is what you want to have happen in your second career start. You want to get improvement. You don't want to be stagnant, and the horse improves 20 speed figure pace.
I believe Mike Call won one of these yearling sales races last year too. Did he not?
Just Follow Me, I think it was.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think Emma was aboard for the win too, but so Mike Call, of course, looking for more success in yearling sales events. But the other one we wanted to show you is Highway to the Moon. Good replay because you're going to get to see the second and third place finishers who are both here today. That being Duck, 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 who finishes in the second spot, and Spites Will, who was third.
They're right beside one another in terms of Duck, Duck, Duck and Highway to the Moon, and I give both of them a lot of credit. Right now, Duck, Duck, Duck's trying to really go by Highway to the Moon, but just resolute on the inside is this son of Ransom the Moon, who's able to finally pull off the victory in here. I think I really like his stride on this horse too. Really covers a lot of ground with this stride too.
Yeah.
So
huge stride.
Yeah, he's a fun horse to watch. And you know what I didn't realize until I saw it in the stat in the racing form? Look at his stat with 2-year-olds over the last 2 years. This barn, 26% with an ROI of $3.
I find that sometimes he's the one that people forget about. You know, because when you think about 2-year-olds, you're thinking about Cassie, you're thinking about Josie, you're thinking about Kevin. But you know, he has fantastic stats with 2-year-olds, and he's having a good season. I know things kind of started hot and then they dwindled, but remember, he's got babies, so you got to take your time, and this would be a great effort and a great win for Centennial Farms, who've been big supporters of Woodbine over the years.
It's potential that Theranos could sweep the 2-year-old stake races today.
It is possible.
He's very, very loaded, and he's obviously been a wonderful supporter of that sale throughout the years too.
Yep, I would imagine he'll be putting his hand up a few times.
I would think so.
On Wednesday. All right, let's go to race number 9. This is the last of the 4 yearling sale stakes, the Elgin. And we'll go 7/8 of a mile in this race. I like this race today because, you know, I think we're going to have like a face-off between horses like It's Time to Shine, Regal Guest, the return of Friendly Ghost, Summer Commander, who comes in off of a nice win. Like there are some very good boys that are going to be competing in this spot here today. Who'd you use up on top? Because I think you could go a number of different directions.
You can for sure. Now, before I give you my pick in here, I'm very curious to see how Sunday's Well does in this race, because this is one that first time out didn't run very well. Then they added Lasix and got the highest speed figure of any 3-year-old this season at Woodbine, and that includes the plate. So got an 89 buyer. This comes from a really small outfit who just crushed that day. The 5th place finisher was Captivating Name, came back to win for Doyle. 6th place finisher came back to win for Main 25 in here. So I like Summer Commander a little bit. Regal Guest, they avoided the temptation of going into the plate. That one obviously full to Pink Lloyd as well. Now I'm swinging for the fences in this race. I perfectly admit this. I'm going towards Friendly Ghost. I wish that he had a prep race in here. Unfortunately, did not materialize. If you watch the show on a regular basis, I was extremely high on this horse last year. He had a lot thrown at him in a short time period. In his 3rd career start, he was in the plate trial. He finished 3rd, then he ran the plate, and then things kind of fell apart after that. But I'm price shopping here. I had to find a price somewhere on the day, and this is where I'm going to go.
Well, look at this. Everybody with different selections. You've got Friendly Ghost. I got Regal Guest. Doug's got the 9, It's Time to Shine. Ron's got the 5, Sunday's Well. The only thing about the 5 that kind of got me thinking here is that Campos goes to Summer Commander.
That does really interest me, because here's this horse that ran off the screen last time. Like, why?
Why?
3rd start now. If this horse is this talented, why can it not keep a rider? Now, you know, sometimes this happens with small outfits too. You know, Jose might say, you know what,
I'm going to get a lot more calls for Stu Simon.
So I don't know. That's the $1 million question, though. But I'd love to see Davey pick up a win, though. That'd be great to see him pick up a statesman here with Sunday
nice one yesterday.
And good for Terry Brooker, too, to have a nice, I like to see smaller barns have big horses like this.
Absolutely. So that is the last of the stakes events on today's program. We have 10 races on today's card. The 10th race to wrap things up is on the turf, of course. Mile and a 16th. The distance will be in lane 4. The Jackpot High Five carryover is over $6,000, and we'll get a big field here. I was kind of shocked to see that Connor was a steward scratch from this race. I don't really know what's going on there, where we'll see him next, because he's turned out to be a good reference horse for us this season. So as a result of him coming out, Lost Star will draw in, but the sexiest horse on the Woodbine backstretch is competing in this race as far as I'm concerned, and that's the 10. Jagger's Got a Gun. He's going to come over and visit me again, I'm sure.
Yep. I'll never forget what you said to him when last time he came over. When you come back in your next life, come back as a man.
That's right, and at least be my boyfriend for a month.
So I can't remember what we called the 7. We'll go with Tunis. I can't
remember what we're supposed to call him.
Let's just take a look at the start here. The 6 coming out of here.
Watch this.
We're going to show it to you twice. Regular speed and slow-mo. This horse gets hit all kinds of times. Once, twice. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Bing.
There again. Like it's like halt. This poor horse is like, what is going on in here? So we'll take a look at it one more time. It doesn't look as bad when you slow it down, but it's still pretty bad.
Oh, it's bad enough.
So just totally gets pinballed around back and forth, just every time the horse tries to get into a spot. And normally, like for a young horse, I would just say, okay, this is a route introduction. I'm not going to run today. Forget this. But we'll get to a later portion of the race, and guess what? We got a lot of work to do. And as we watch how this race finishes up, I was looking up the pedigree of this one, because we're going to get on the turf for the first time. This mare's produced 3 route winners, 2 turf winners. This is a half the Grace Fable that Roger had. That was very, very good around 2 turns. Sayunis, that's what Robert called the horse. Sayunis. So the only thing that kind of worries me a tad, Lisa, and let me ask you if I'm bringing too much into this. So the horse races on July the 6th, works on July 26th, and doesn't work again until August the 10th. There's a bit of a gap in there, or am I reading too much into that, do you think?
I'm not that concerned about that, because you know what, it could have been the weather that day, could have been the heat that day. I'm not really sure.
True.
And you don't have to work them all the time. Sometimes you just give them a nice, good, nice strong gallop, right? Maybe take them to the gate again. Hey, maybe that's something that you do with a horse like that, because he did get ping-ponged around at the gate. Maybe you say, let's go gate school him and give him a good experience breaking from the gate.
That was a pickup now for Savachi too, if memory serves me. I think Emma was named originally, and Savachi now picks up the mount here today for the 2nd consecutive time. Private Label was a bit of a disappointment last time. Maybe Lasix explains what happened there.
Yep, that's an interesting one there. I used Got Me Good for a piece of the action as well. Yeah, and of course I had to put in Jagger's Got a Gun just to help us out for the Super. He'll be there to help us out for the Super. All right. That gets us through the 10 races. 4 stakes, 4 baby races. So many things to look forward to on today's program. We are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the clock, our horses. We'll talk about our plays of the day and remind you of some post-time changes.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
This is the biggest race in the world. Pinch me, I think I'm dreaming.
They're off, Midland Dubai World Cup.
And they're into the stretch.
2 of the great racehorses in the world. Giant Killer, by name and by nature. A race for the ages.
as promised, we have some plays of the day to pass along your way, and we'll see if we can get lucky with a couple of good ones on this afternoon's program.
So my price play is going to come up in race number 3. Obviously, all the money is going to go on the Kevin Attard horse in that race, but I'm going to take a shot there with Stroke of Genius. This is a barn that can have a first-timer ready to go and can have a first-timer ready to go at a price. My best bet of the day is going to be Superfly Chick coming up in race number 6. My watch list off that terrible trip last time out is This Is It. And my long shot is a scary play. The horse I call Casper, the friendly ghost.
I think they call him Casper. Isn't that his barn name?
Better be.
Yeah. Okay, I used this horse in the first race just for fun. This Bill of Ice. This is the Kevin Attard horse. This is something we haven't done yet. We haven't gone long on the grass yet,
yes.
right? So we're going to go 2 turns on the lawn. I'm going to say Bill of Ice could go the distance. There's a nice family with this one, and we'll get to that when we get a look at the horses. How about this one? Zabo in race number 4. We'll talk about that as a bargain buy, question mark? We'll find out, because this is a son of Justify. Superfly Chick, of course, is on my watch list, and Sayunas was an impressive winner. We just showed you the replay from that one for Hall of Famer Roger Atfield. Shacktown is going to be a top selection at 9 to 5.
That's interesting, Doug picking a first-time starter. You've never seen the horse, so
unless you've seen him in the morning. Possible.
9 to 5 on the board is that one. Sunday's well, that's where Ron's going to go with his best bet of the day. And his Beat the Favorites, the Woodbine TV Private Label.
Alrighty, and then we have Clocker horses. And yesterday, Ernie passed along a winner for you in Elysian Field.
It's been a rolling lately.
He has.
Yeah.
So here he's got Erie Shore in the first race. Now, it's an unraced mare. This is a Tony Gadalero horse, but he's having an all right season. From 5 foals to race, there have been 4 winners from this mare, and he's talking about the little glimpse of talent that he saw from this one's work in 59-1 back on the 26th. So that's a while ago. That's a bullet move that this horse had back at the end of July. And then Pageant Queen in
Race 6.
Race 6. Yes, 47-3. There's a work. That was a work of the day. And worked with Sipping History as well, Jeff.
That's a good little nugget.
Yes, there's a little nugget. What else do we have to talk about? Well, we got to talk about all of these CTHS siblings that are coming up. So get your catalog out, everybody. I always dog-ear mine. Yeah. I always dog-ear mine with the ones I want to see.
I always have the stick-it notes.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
You would do that. Now, if you were a real expert, you'd be walking around with your iPad back there. But we got Silent Code that is going to have a full brother. That'll be in the opener on the program. Goes as hip number 42. Race 3 has some relatives halves to Mr. Perfect and Smoke McLeod. Audie's World has a half that'll go on as hip number 119 in the catalog. Okay, what else do we got? Oh, well, of course, this one's going to be one that a lot of people look at.
That one's going to go for good bucks, I would think.
That's a half, of course, to Super Supreme. Hoodless has a half. That one could go for an interesting run through the ring. And Spirit Bear, who has a half, they'll go through the ring as well.
Tamara Cruz had a winner the other day at Saratoga.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
That's good stuff. Okay, Sipping History has a half. That's great. Lap in the Page Fury. Super Diva has a half by Old Forester.
I wonder if the Old Foresters will go for a tad more now that he's passed away.
I wonder too. Yeah, it's the end of that line, right?
He was a wonderful stallion for us here.
Yep, he was. 8th race, Highway to the Moon, Found Money, Bank on Big Winner, Silver is Best has a full, and Noburu has the Army Mule. I saw an Army Mule that I liked too in the catalog. I can't remember if it's that one or not.
Okay, so any more? Or is that it?
I think there should be more.
Okay, look at that Lucky. I like that.
Oh, yes, of course. It's Time to Shine. We'll have a half. People look at that one because he's been a little superstar here for John Ross. And Bowman's Run has a half that'll go in. That's by my standards.
So there's 2 stallions of Ontario that I would probably want to get my hands on right now. One would be Old Forester, and Silent Name's not going to have a lot more crops because he's getting up there a little bit in age.
Everybody I talk to is always like, well, I could use a reload.
Yeah, he's the safe bet. And the huge loss is Super Speedy. The fact that he passed away at such a young age, that was a big, big blow. But looking forward to seeing how everybody does at the sale. Like, I am not an expert when it comes to like confirmation and stuff
walk
like
around with somebody who really does a good job at it, you'll learn a lot.
And I'm always amazed at what horses go for.
Yes.
Because I look at the page, I'm like, well, this horse has got a great pedigree, sells for $10,000. This horse has got no pedigree, sells for $100,000. So I kind of like just observing.
Yeah. I'm going to take you down to Kentucky for a sale one time too, because you'll really enjoy it. And then you definitely got to be sitting on your hands, because I'm not paying $1 million. I'm not paying $1 million. All right, we have to remind you about next week's schedule. Okay, so just when you thought you got used to the racing schedule, we're going to change it again. We are not going to race on Thursday because we're going to race on holiday Monday, and this is the only time in the racing season that we do this. We used to do it all the time. In fact, I kind of thought yearling sales day was always on the holiday Monday.
It used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be.
It used to be.
But I like now that they do it now, and it's the last day before the sale, but it gives you a couple of days before, like you get to inspect them after the race have taken place.
Yeah. Reminder, Friday post time is at 4:30, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we go back to 1:05. We're all still getting used to it. There's, it's not just the post time, but obviously training in the morning has changed as well.
Big time.
And, we've talked to so many people, because a lot of people here do double duty. They work in the morning and they work in the afternoon for Woodbine, and a lot of us are walking around like zombies, I find, as everybody's getting used to it. But for some of these grooms, they are getting here at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning and going, like, for example, yesterday to 7 o'clock at night. It's a long day.
It is a long day.
Yep.
They do unbelievable work, and you're in it because of the passion of the game, the love of the animals. That's why you're here.
Yeah, that's right. And we are going to see some pretty exciting races. It's a good 10-pack for you on today's program as we get set for a busy Sunday. Just 21 minutes to go before the opener.